How and when did you first develop a feminist identity?
Well, in 1968, I was in my first consciousness raising group. I think it was the temper of the times. Women's liberation had just started. The idea of getting together with other women and talking about our lives was very exciting, and it was new. And that was, excuse me, the summer between when I graduated from college and when I started graduate school. And I would say that was the first time I heard the word feminism. And that was the first time a lot of ideas about feminism occurred to me.
Where were you?
Excuse me, I was in Ann Arbor, Michigan at the time, which was a hotbed of student activism.
Yeah.
I had been an undergraduate there, and I stayed there for graduate school. And I was there over the summer between undergrad and grad school, and a few of us got together and started talking, and that's how it all began.
And your undergraduate degree was in psychology. Was there any exposure to women's studies or feminist activities in your undergraduate?
It didn't exist yet.
It didn't exist, okay.
No, I think I took one of the first psychology of women classes when I was a graduate student. So there weren't any academic offerings. And the anti-war movement was going on at that time. And that was very exciting.
Yeah.
And women were beginning to realize that they were treated as second-class citizens within that movement. And they began to protest. And they recognized that what was going on within that movement was a reflection of what had gone on in larger society. So that's how it all began.
And were you involved in feminist activities like the protest after that? So you started in a consciousness raising group. So what kinds of
we
things?
did many, many things. Our bodies ourselves, where we looked at our own cervixes, which was something of an acrobatic feat, using mirrors. We started a helpline. I think it was called Metro Help. That was very important to me because I was helping to train workers, and I was also working on that line. And one night I got a call from a young woman who was being beaten up by her boyfriend. And I could hear him pounding on the door to the bedroom. She had locked herself in the bedroom. And many years later it sounded like the O.J. Simpson tapes.
Wow.
It was very similar. I had no idea what to tell her other than call the police.
Yeah.
I just had no idea, and it seemed to me that we ought to think about what to do for women in that situation. I didn't act on that immediately, but I think that planted a seed that later led to a lot of research I've done on women and violence.